And, folks, it's just a Halloween mask of Saddam Hussein. Welcome. It's a tough crowd. I remember Halloween, and my parents were cool about it, actually, because when I look back on it, they'd let you help do the Halloween costume, but they didn't make a big project out of it, you know? They knew it was like a formality, the costume. The idea was to get the candy, you know? But you always had some people on the block that had to push it, you know? Some lady opened the door. Who are you supposed to be? I was the spokesman, of course. I was like, I'm a bum. My sister's a ballerina, a fairy. My brother's a pirate, you know? It's like, oh, is he Captain Hook? Just a generic pirate, miss. Why don't you just throw a couple of Three Musketeers in there? We'll be on our way. Huh? Oh, is she a good fairy? No, she's a fairy that pretends to sprinkle moon dust in people's eyes, but it's really battery acid. Of course she's good. You don't have any evil fairies, you nosy old bat, you know? But Halloween's good because you know how it is. It teaches you really if you want to get ahead in the world. You dress up for people, kiss a little ass, be who people want you to be, and then people give you stuff, you know? It teaches you to be a whore. Hey guys, I'm not a crowd pleaser.
All right, start out at that level.
That's weird, man.
Dennis Kozlowski spent $2 million on this party. Take a look at this party this guy had. That was a mistake. That was actually from Jim David's First Communion. No, I'm kidding. Okay, obviously this guy should be killed for embezzling the money. But what about the fact that it's legal? Like this kind of stuff is legal to have this kind of party where you're paying for every lap dance and half a gram any corporate guys had for the past 20 years. Dom?
Well, what's wrong with a lap dance? I'm a supporter of the Yarks, my friend. Did that look like a fun party or what? Huh? Nothing makes you want to go to a party like that. Running around a pool. I can't stop laughing. I'm crying.
Yeah, it did look like kind of a dud of an event. You know?
Yeah, I mean, if they spent all that money, that just people going, woo, with wings. That's it. That's what you would do. If you had millions of dollars, I would stand there going, while people.
That's why I get
we have Jimmy Buffett playing though at the party?
Buffett played at the party.
That's the crime. $2 million and you hire that guy? Couldn't you spend the money? But I mean, if I was a shareholder in the corporation and they had spent money on like U2, on, you know, really hot hookers that cost a lot of money to have sex with each other, they had mirrors full of blow and heroin and, then you'd say like, that's wrong, but I'm proud to be part of that company.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll forgive them because they had U2.
Why does everything have a gay theme too? Whenever anyone gets a lot of money, immediately there's a gay element.
Bring in the gay people.
What are you talking about? Was there gay?
Well, the whole thing was kind of
Oiled Tunisian boys. I don't know.
Yeah, it was in Sardinia too.
Yeah. Sardinia.
That's New York people, Tom.
They are my people, the sardines. I am a sardine. Smell this. Yeah, why they got to put the Italians down like that? Stereotypical.
Why? It makes like that?
Well, I mean, the Italians are decadent, Sodom and Gomorrah. It makes you want to just get a guy and just break their legs. You know what I mean? Just knock off their
break the stereotype.
Yeah.
But is anyone really upset by that? I mean, I save my anger for, child abuse and things like that when animals get hurt. I don't really care if some CEO rips off.
Yeah, I mean, people, I think, that's what people count on that. When you buy a little Tyco race car, you want to know that some guy is getting a Hummer because you bought that. Because you think that could be you someday. That's what America's all about,
It is. And that's such a kind thought about child abuse. Because, who's for child abuse? I'm against child abuse. Not me. I like to beat a little kid once in a while. Make him cry.
Well, I was about to say something serious, and I was like, oh no, it's a comedy show. I better shut up. All right. Saudi Arabia has spent I'll tell you what I saved my anger for. This guy. Oh, you killed my son. Saddam Hussein is a mask. Saudi Arabia spent $17.6 million after 9/11 to improve their image with Americans. Look at this ad.
A partner in investigating more than 150 suspected terrorist accounts, and a force for stabilizing oil prices during this time of war.
Next, I'll have Jared eating a falafel. Kenny, let me ask you something.
What was that?
Kenny, what is the point of this, please?
Well, I think if Saudi Arabia really wants to get back on our good graces, since 15 of the hijackers were Saudi, They knock the towers down. If they want to play nicey-nicey, build the towers back up with all their oil money, but this time we're going to want 3. So, that's the only way.
I like on the ad how it says the American flag and then their flag kind of trying to, it's the same flag, don't worry. It's, which
forgot
flag?
you didn't show the whole commercial. It just goes to black and it says, enjoy oil. That's just what it is.
Now listen to this. This is a subject I proudly picked. Cause marketing. Mm-hmm. Combining selling of products with like things that people like Ben & Jerry's always did it. I don't know what their causes are now. Mrs. Fields is involved in stuff. I think there's like Victoria's Secret is doing breast cancer awareness month. I don't know, but something like that is happening. What do you guys think about this? Is this cynical, or is it a positive way to equally distribute the wealth, Mark?
Well, at least it's sort of, subverting the cause, underneath the product. At least it's not like right to life cereal. You know what I mean? But I think that ultimately what happens is leave it to Americans to, make people feel better about what they're doing by buying things. I think it's only going to let people rationalize their behavior. Like you see the obese guy knocking back a second pint of Chunky Monkey saying, hey, it's for a good cause. You know what I mean? And then he gets diabetes, they cut his fingers off, and the Domino's Sugar Fund pays for it to get the surgery. See? And the guilt just keeps trickling up until Satan goes, you lose! You see,
Do any of you guys actually, does a cause ever make you buy something or not buy? And I'm a big Ben & Jerry's eater. And I eat it not because they're against bovine growth hormones, but because they have big chunks of stuff in it.
Yeah.
If Ted Nugent had ice cream with big chunks of stuff in it, I'd eat his ice cream.
Would you really?
Yeah. Politically, I don't care. I just like the big chunks.
Hey, Ken,
go ahead.
not for nothing. Maybe you ought to switch to like a low-fat yogurt. I'm just saying, as somebody who cares about your heart.
Ben, I only eat half because Jerry's a jerk.
Jerry's
I don't know how, but
yeah.
Well, this whole thing is sort of like, it's like Indian casinos. It's the same sort of idea. Because, I don't gamble much, but I'll tell you how it's like that. I'll gamble at an Indian. I'll tell you because it's like a cause. I'll gamble at an Indian casino because when you lose, you feel like you're helping.
That's why I get Indian hookers.
Yeah, see?
They got that $24 from Manhattan back in the first 2 hands of Pie-Out Poker. Yeah. Enough.
Yeah, no, I think whatever good. What is Mrs. Fields helping?
She's helping a lot of good causes. You don't have to be sarcastic about Mrs. Fields. I forget. I read the thing, but I forgot what it said.
That would be good if they could just say that. It's good causes. Just go ahead.
Doesn't she? She has
what is it? What specifically? It's just good. Don't worry.
No,
we're doing
she's
something
giving
nice
millions and millions of dollars
to somebody.
To homeless AIDS victims.
Is that right?
I don't know, but something good.
I won't buy cigarettes because of their affiliation with death. I won't buy them.
But death could be a good cause. We're going to talk about it in the next act. He segued. It's the first time I ever made a segue that was almost like semi-intelligent, smooth.
Professional.
But then he threw it away by mentioning that it was
No, I think that enhanced it.
What is it?
We'll be right back. How's that for a cool ending? I read in this month's Details magazine that men are trying to get in touch with their masculinity by going out and pretending to be knights and mountain men. I mean, I thought that was over like 10 years ago, but, you want to be a man, hold the door for some lady, give up your seat, stupid, say, excuse my French when you curse like they used it back in the 40s, block your hat, tip your hat. It's ridiculous. What do you think about this? Is this like, isn't this just a bunch of schizos? Trying to blame their personal lack of balls on the biatches, Lewis?
Yeah.
The biatches?
Yeah, no, more or less. I mean, men always act like it's complicated to being a man. You have to figure out how to be a man. You just walk around, you put the penis in the vagina, and that's it. I mean, that's what it is to be a man. It's not very complicated, but I think it's not really, it's not true to say that now they're doing this medieval knight stuff because of women. What I mean is that they were doing it for the same reason back then. I think when it was King Arthur and those guys, they were just trying to go, oh, leave me alone, woman, I am strong and mighty with a sword. Because their women were driving them crazy because women are the stronger sex, so men are we just feel shriveled next to them, so we have to pump
how's the marriage going, Louis?
But it's always, the assumption is always that these guys, who's to say that there weren't knights that are like, put, you know what I mean? Why do I always assume that they're like, big, I'm telling you.
Knights were put. Man.
Lancelot put. I'm telling you. I read about it. And I don't know what mountain man. What is that? That's not. How is that a manly archetype? That's a lonely guy, hermit. Why don't they call it what it is? A guy who lives in a cave, a hermit.
But that's what it's always been: is guys that are just depressed and they can't understand their women, so they go outside and they pump up and. Like Arnold, I'm not afraid of women.
Hey, he's my governor, watch it.
But this is a pathetic time to be a man. If you turn to the sports page, every third ad is for erectile dysfunction or balding. I think men should take back the limp penis and our bald heads and embrace that.
It's true. You always saw the Viagra ad during the Yankees in the World Series.
And don't get me started on Viagra. That's a win.
No, I have a friend I'm sort of balding, and I'm really balding. No. But I have a friend who's really obsessed, and he goes and he buys drugs from like African internet companies, and he cuts them himself, and he's trying to get me on this thing, and you can do it. You can grow your hair back. And I said, well, isn't there some impotence something? And he goes, yeah. Who's gonna play with you? Doesn't it make your penis shrivel? Yeah, but it's not, shrivel.
At the end, your dick just kind of goes. Splats.
I think that if you're really wondering what kind of man you are, the only way to really figure it out is to take a couple minutes and just ask yourself, all right, who would I be in prison? And be honest. You're going to be the guy that's like, okay, I'll wear it, don't hurt me. You're going to be that guy? Or are you going to be the guy that's like, shut up, take it, be a bitch like a man, take it. I don't think I'm that much.
Yeah, but there are shades within that, too, because I worry about that. Because if I go to prison and some guy makes me on him, I'm going to do it.
I'd wear his hat.
I am, because I don't want to die or even hurt, really. But then you got to ask yourself, like, okay, I'm going to do the guy every day, I'm going to on him, but, like, will I play with his balls?
Right.
Because you should do that.
Of course you should.
But so I don't want to be forced to give a lousy Hummer. I want to excel at everything I try.
You might want to practice. You might want to practice before you get to prison so that you don't get nervous. They can sense
that. Sounds like a come on to me. Ken's asking you for something.
Ken wants to rape Louie.
Yeah, I think that's what we got going.
All right, let's talk about this sexual little deviant thing. 20%, now they're saying 10 to 20% of men now engaging in unsafe sex. Because the risk of getting a disease turns them on, right? Now, what do you think? Now, Dom, at this point, don't you think?
Well, first of all, even safe sex can be unsafe at my age. I got to limber up first. You know what I know. I got to do some leg stretching, but I'm Italian. I'm Italian. I love these guys who get something and they can't believe they got it. Man, she looked clean to me. I don't get it.
The truth of the matter is, the reason, it's not about the risk or about it. The reason that men have unsafe sex is that it really does feel better.
Yeah. But they're saying there's actual bug chasers. Didn't you read that whole thing about those AIDS bug chasers?
These guys drive me nuts that they're so picky about sex. Like, they want to wait till somebody that lets them do it. Like, I'm married, so we never have sex now because we have a baby. Our baby's an asshole, so we're not allowed to have sex now. So... I just makes me look. If I put 20 condoms and have sex with Rhino, I would do it. I'm gonna be picky.
And also in the straight world,
how is she?
She's great.
In the straight world, I mean, what are the odds?
You sleep with Louie's wife? That's great.
Yeah, because she doesn't want to have sex with him. She's always taking care of the baby.
Go ahead. In the straight world, what?
Look, we're all doing her. Don't flatter yourself. But
hey man,
I'm kidding. I never see your wife.
Go ahead.
What was I saying though? Now,
in the straight world.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, what are the odds? The odds of getting AIDS are not as high as they once thought. And if you get chlamydia or syphilis or crabs, that's sort of a rites of passage. You're sort of like, hey, I got crabs. Hey, right on. Good for you. Welcome to the world of crabs. And I mean, unless you're about to have sex and the woman turns around and says, put it in my like my bisexual ex-boyfriend. I mean, the chances you getting AIDS are low, I think.
Yeah.
And even, the Valtrex commercial actually looks like fun. If you,
what happens in Valtrex?
What is it with you in medicine? I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Valtrex, it's for herpes.
Canoe down the thing.
All right.
I've never. Canoe. You get herpes, you get the canoe.
Yeah. Okay, we'll be right back. Folks, a lot of TV and movie actors have been doing these Broadway musicals. I'm pensive. Antonia and Melanie, Jason Alexander and the producers, John Stamos and Nine. What makes me mad is they would never ask me to do anything like that. I'm from this city. You know what? I shouldn't say never. That's negativity. Could be, right? Who knows? Could be. knows? There's something due any day. I will know right away soon as it shows. It may come cannonballing down to the sky, gleaming his eye bright as a rose.
Who knows? It's only just out of reach. Down the block on a beach, under a tree. Something miracle new gonna come true, coming to me.
Could it be?
Yes, it could.
Something's coming, something good, if I can wait.
Something's coming, I don't know what it is, but it is gonna be great.
With a click,
with a shock,
phone will jingle, door will knock, open the latch.
Something's coming, don't know when, but it soon. Catch the moon, one-handed catch.
Around the corner, oh, whistling down the river.
Come on, deliver to me.
It's only just out of reach, down the block on the beach. Maybe tonight,
maybe tonight,
maybe tonight. It's just a fake tooth.
Wow, scary.
Folks, as we mentioned earlier, today more and more men experience emasculation as a constant humiliating problem. I myself emasculate 5 times this morning. Men are reclaiming their masculinity by acting like mountain men in medieval knights. What's an easier way for today's fella to feel like a real man? Dom?
How about stopping the crying in sports? Everybody's crying. Don Zimmer cried because Pedro tried to bowl his giant gerbil head. Dick Vermeil cries when he wins. Aaron Boone cried because he and his $7 million contract got traded from the Reds to the Yanks. Act like a man and cry when it's important. Like when you spend a whole night and all your energy and money on some babe and you still don't get any nasty snapper. What's up with that?
All right. Kenny.
Thanks, Colin. Look, wear a uniform. Men need to wear uniforms. You feel like a man in a uniform. Look at how real men do. Baseball players, cops, firemen, the manliest of all men. Look at firemen. They all sleep together, they shower together, they play around in a giant pole all day, and you never hear, hey, that firehouse seems a little gay. Right? That's why when I go out on a date, I wear my Jeter jersey and my McDonald's shift supervisor pants.
It covers all bases, baby.
Yeah, why not?
All right, Mark.
Well, the easiest way that I know to feel like a man is to make my girlfriend cry. My masculinity has nothing to do with dirt farming, jousting, or making horseshoes. My masculinity comes from intelligence and sensitivity. I'm not afraid to embrace my feminine side. I even have sex with it occasionally. Just to show her who's boss.
All right. Louis.
I used to feel out of touch with my masculinity, and I used to doubt myself as a man until I did something that changed my life forever. That's right, I shaved my balls. Nothing has made me feel more liberated or more manly than having a nice, clean, hairless sack. I actually heard somewhere that gay men like to shave each other's balls. I think straight men should embrace this. What better way to know each other as men, to feel like men, than to remove the stubble from one another's scrotal area? It also builds trust. Just imagine if before every peace summit, Yasser Arafat and Ariel Sharon squatted on the floor across from each other and shaved each other's big, hairy Our troubles there would be soon over.
At least he's got an idea, you know? Folks, that's our show. Good night. Take care of yourselves.